Hi there, this is David and welcome to a review of the demo of QUARTET, coming to you from the makers of the hit RPG Shadows of Adam. Maybe in the past I was a bit biased against the indie scene because it just seemed to be filled up with nothing but trash, but in the past year, my eyes have definitely been opened to all the abounding quality that can be found out there, and this is especially true with QUARTET. Taking a page out of Square's book, it's greatly inspired by Live Alive, Octopath Traveler, Final Fantasy III, and even Saga Frontier. But while many of those games didn't exactly focus on characterization and an overarching story, this one's different, because here the story takes center stage. Right from the start, you're told to choose one of 4 characters, each of whom has their own unique scenario to follow, and where they'll also meet up with a companion character, thus giving you 8 characters total. After the 4 scenarios are completed, then all 8 of them will meet up, and you'll be set on the course to save the world. Think of this more like a scenario split in Final Fantasy VI than the other games that I mentioned, because the world is open and free to explore during the scenarios, and whenever you do meet up, it is a full-fledged RPG. It's not just the end chapter, and it doesn't just forget about all the other characters who aren't your main hero, because they all work congruently as a team, each contributing in their own way in battling as well as storytelling. I was given somewhat of an advanced demo to work with access to 3 different stories, Ben and Cordelia's opening chapters, as well as the Chapter 8 demo, where all your characters had met up together. Each scenario played much differently from the last, and I can tell that a lot of care and love has gone into the characterizations as well as world building. Ben's scenario opens as he confronts his boss for back pay, only to be attacked by the mob, and it's here that he's able to uncover his latent magical powers. Afterwards, he's unemployed and late on rent, so he kind of sells himself out as a mage for hire, doing odd jobs around town for cash. Similar again to Final Fantasy VI, mages are kind of feared, but at the same time, desperately needed. Normally magic manifests itself in children, but Ben is middle-aged and he's kind of out of shape and he's not exactly the hero type. So Agatha befriends him, to supposedly take him over to the Mages Guild and train him, but really to spy on him. Cordelia, on the other hand, comes from a magical land where she's an instructor of magic, and there, magic is not a mystery, but instead it's second nature. So you really do get to see 2 sides of the same coin, and then the shit will always hit the fan when all those characters do end up colliding. The dialogue is just a laugh a minute. You can really tell that they poured their heart and soul into making all of the 8 characters as unique as humanly possible. Especially Ben. I was constantly laughing at all of his antics. QUARTET is heartwarming at its core, but most of the time, for me, it was just a whole boatload of laughs. All of the towns and dungeons are filled to the brim with treasure. You'll find little sacks all over the place with items, and you can check bookshelves to find tomes to increase your stats, treasure chests filled with accessories, or rare emerald chests that have unique equipment. The dungeons are all puzzle-based, and you never know what you're going to encounter next. It could be pitfalls, fans pushing you all over the place, magical lamps impeding your path, or switches to open up doors. This isn't all just battling. But speaking of battles, encounters occur on screen in the form of static enemies, similar to Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, where the enemies stand in your way blocking corridors or chests. And I do think that my suspicions were confirmed whenever I fought bosses, and they would change their stance and weaken whenever you got them past 50% of their HP. Battles are turn-based, with the turn order gauge showing exactly who's going to go next, and you can attack physically, use a skill, use an item, or escape. Each round you'll also gain 10% of your AP back, which is essentially how you're going to be using skills. Everyone has 100% AP, and each skill costs a specific amount. However, everyone also does have access to a kind of defending skill, which gives them back 20% of their AP, as well as giving them some sort of unique buff. So, for the most part, instead of just attacking physically all the time, you're really going to want to balance out your skill use, along with your attacking, and never really attack when you have full AP in order to not waste that regeneration. There is no fast forwarding in battles, nor is there a difficulty mode selector in the demo. However, I did find the balance to be just about right, so I'm not really complaining too much. The music is an incredible high point. I loved every single soundtrack, with it again bringing me back to Final Fantasy VI. But it really wasn't just the music that brought me back to that classic. There were other little nods, such as party swapping like the Phoenix Cave, the whole people are born with magic, but magic is also feared and misunderstood aspect of the storyline, and the way that your party members would meet up, kind of like they do in the World of Ruin, or in that scenario split. Thankfully, there is a lush world map that is fully explorable, filled to the brim with towns, dungeons, and secret locations, and you can save anywhere. I found the graphics to be really beautiful, except for those scenic backgrounds. They almost looked like they were drawn by like the Commodore 64, but again, this is just a demo, and we're over 10 months out from its final release in December of this year. And if you would like to play it too, the basic demo of Chapter 8 is available on their website. However, the 2 character chapters are exclusive for Kickstarter backers only. And after speaking with the developer personally, which is something classic, they said that the full game should last a good 20 or so hours and will also cost $20. Not only will it be released on the PC, but on the Switch as well, and they're also hoping to make physical versions available in the future. I personally hope that you're just as excited about this as I am, so please head on over to their Steam page and wishlist the game so that you don't forget about it. So, that's it for my review of Quartet. What do you think about the game? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video and wanted you on the channel, please consider following me over on Twitter, supporting me on Patreon for exclusive videos and early access to my content, heading on over to Twitch for some streaming fun, or coming on over to my Discord to chat and hang out. The links to them all can be found in the video description. This has been David, and if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.